Alright, let's see if I can do this in one take. This is going to be a very crude tutorial, however, normally I love high production value stuff, but since this is all technically subject to change, and because I want to be the first to get a tutorial out on this, we're just going to go very basic editing for today. Hi guys, NanoBun TV here. Fuck the intro. Today we're doing a quick little tutorial on how to do cool stuff like this. Give it a second. Images, using the new text toy that is in the 14.1 beta of SCP Secret Laboratory. It is only on the beta branch right now for 14.1. By the time you're watching this, maybe 14.1 has already released, but you gotta be on 14.1 or later. You also need to be on a server where you have remote admin, and on top of all that, you need to be on a server where you have permission, the specific permission known as Facility Management. That is the same permission that gives you access to decontamination, Alpha Warhead, and some other features as well. That is the feature that lets you do spawn toy. You can test and see if you have this permission by just typing spawn toy, and if it gives you a list, then you have it. If you don't get a list and it says you don't have that permission, well, ask your server owner for help on that. Or maybe they don't want to give you nuke access just so you can spawn in images, but to each their own. Anyways, to do stuff like this, I'm going to show you how to generate your own images. You're going to start with this website, text-image.com/convert, or just go to text-image.com, click convert. Make sure you have HTML selected, the colorful one. Now, you're going to pick an image. Square images are the easiest to work with, and then you can do some rectangular images too. As an example, let's go ahead and use Germa Slay. Here in the characters box, don't worry about this checkbox, doesn't matter. Characters box, you want to replace this with this character that I will have down in the description. It is this box character. You can copy and paste it. This is what you're going to want. For the image width, this is where things get a little bit tricky. A safe number that you're usually going to always be able to get away with is 50. If you don't want to play around with this number, just type 50. Otherwise, you can increase this up until about 75 if you want to play around with it. I'll show you what I mean by this in a minute, but if you want just a safe result, do 50. From there, don't worry about any of the other settings, unless you want extra contrast for some reason, or if you want this to be in grayscale or monochrome. Background color doesn't matter unless the image has a transparent background, in which case this lets you set the color of the background, but this image doesn't have a transparent background, so we don't need to mess with that. Font size, don't need to touch that either. So you just go ahead and click convert, and now you have the image in character form. If we zoom in here, you can see that it's just made of a bunch of characters that you can select, but you're going to go ahead and click Show HTML, and you'll have a bunch of text here, so triple click this. Actually, don't do that. Click on it. Click Control-A to select all, Control-C to copy, and I forgot to mention that you're going to need a program. Yes, you're going to need a program called Notepad++. You should be using it anyways instead of Windows Notepad, because Windows Notepad, this piece of shit down here, sucks. So, get Notepad++, you can find it, Google search it. When you have it downloaded, just make a new file, or whatever, and paste the contents of what you copied on the website. And this is where things get a little bit tricky. So here goes some more copy and pasting stuff from the description. For the first step here, you are going to copy step 1, and you're going to press Control F to bring the Find menu up. Click on the Replace tab. Find what? Find this string of text. See, it starts with arrow pre-ID tire suit, and it ends with 9px semicolon quotes arrow. Make sure it's that whole thing, and you're going to replace with nothing. Leave that box blank. Click Replace All, and now we just deleted that portion at the top that we don't need. Now, copy the other step, take this /pre and replace with nothing. Arrow /pre arrow, we're going to replace that with blank. Now it's gone. Next step, you are going to replace bspace_style equals quote color semicolon. I know, a mouthful, but you can copy that from the description. You're going to replace that string of text with color equals. Just like that. Replace all. Next step, we're going to remove every single quotation mark that's left. So, find what, quotation mark, you can type that yourself, and replace with blank. Replace all. One more step we need to do. Actually, 2 more steps, I think. You want to select every single... There might be a line here at the bottom that's blank. Don't worry about that. Select the bottommost line at the left here. If you're, for some reason, somewhere else, use the scroll bar or just press the up arrow a couple times. That'll take you all the way to the left. So, you want to select the bottommost line, and then hold down Alt and drag left mouse button. See how that selects things on multiple lines? You're going to select all the way up until line 2. Not line 1, line 2. The amount of lines you have here might be different than mine, but just select from the bottom one all the way to line 2, and you're going to do \n. Make sure it's a backslash. Take a good close look at that. Backslash should be the button below the backspace key, not the slash next to the shift key. Should be the one below the backspace key. \n. And notice how we didn't put a \n on the first line. That's intentional. Now, once again, click on the start of the last line. Hold down Alt. Left Alt should be the one you're using. And drag all the way up again. This time, you can go all the way up and press backspace. So that will put everything on one line. The whole command is on one line now. For the final step, you are going to copy this last string from the description. This string right here, let me isolate this so you can see what it is. It is spawn toy, space, text, space, and then some size, line height, and mspace parameters. This size value, you see how it says 0.75. This, if you want to make the image larger or smaller, then you will adjust this number. If you want to make it larger, let's say we replace the 0.75 with 2. Or if you want to make it smaller, we'll do 0.25. But leaving it at 0.75 is a good number to start with. So spawn toy text, and it has the size, line height, mspace, and then after that is all this color stuff that we just did before. This is your finished command. So you can go ahead and triple click, or just Control A to select all. Control C to copy. Head on into game, and pull up your remote admin. Go into the text-based remote admin. Do not paste this command in the local console, because it has a character limit. See, it gets cut off here. So local console, you're not going to be able to get away with. You need to do it in the text-based remote admin. Go ahead and paste. The game will freeze typically for a few seconds, but it's fine. And then just press enter. And it should spawn in just right. This is the 0.75 size. If you want to make this bigger or smaller, like I said, just change that size number. And the text always spawns it always spawns behind you, or rather right inside of you, but whatever way you're looking is the way it's going to be oriented. So then you can back up, and that's the right way. And that's the other side. Oh yeah, it's a little bit weird on Surface Zone for some reason, but that's fine. If, for some reason, you spawn in the text and it just says, "Hello world," that means you made the size too big on the website, the image width. So you need to reduce this number. Remember how I said you can kind of sometimes get away with 75, but 50 is a safe number? If 50 still doesn't work for you, maybe drop it down to 45. If that still doesn't work, try dropping it down to 40. Yes, you're going to have to do all of those steps again, all of those text replacements again. It's a little bit tricky, but 50 should be a safe number. Unless your image is very wide or very tall, 50 should work. But if you want to be safe, do 50, and use a square image, or a image as close to a square as possible, and it should work every single time. Sure, you won't get the highest resolution results, however, you don't have to deal with the headache that is testing this again and again and again and again. If you want, also, link in the description, I'm going to put a GitHub link where... Shut up, Cassie. Cassie, shut the fuck up! I'm gonna put a GitHub link in the description where you can find a bunch of example images if you don't want to make your own. I'll probably be updating it somewhat semi-frequently with new images, potentially. But you can go ahead and just copy some of the images that I've made myself, if you don't want to go through the hassle of making your own. Or if you just want to test things out, or if you want to get some ideas, go check that GitHub link in the description. I think that about covers it. As a bonus, I'm going to show you guys how to do text with a gradient. Okay, here's a bonus. If you just want to spawn in text with a nice, colorful gradient like that, then here's how to do it. Go to stuffbydavid.com/textcolorizer. I will also link this in the description. Do whatever text you want, like hello world. Choose the type of gradient you want, horizontal gradient, middle gradient, three-colored gradient, or if you're like me, colors of the rainbow. Change the colors here, do whatever you want. Do random colors if you want. We're gonna do rainbow. Font, don't select anything for that. Size, don't select anything for that. Bold, italics, you can use both of these if you want. These will work in-game. So let's do bold and italics. There we go. So, you are going to select the BB code for this text, not the HTML. You're going to select the BB code. Control A, copy all. Control C, copy. Go back to Notepad++, paste it in. And this time, we're going to Control F, go to the Replace tab, and simply replace any left square bracket with left arrow. Replace all. And now, right square bracket with a right arrow. Replace all. And that is already good to go in-game. To finalize this command, and you can type this yourself, spawn toy, that's not how you type it, spawn toy, space, text, space, and now you have your text. So we can Control A, Control C, go back in game here, pull up remote admin and paste it in, and there we have hello world in bold and italics and rainbow. If you want to resize it, then you can go to the very, right after spawn toy text, but right before the bold, italics, color, all of that, and do left arrow, size, equals, and then a number such as 5, or 4, or 3, and then close that with a right arrow. Now, once again, we'll copy all, go in game, and we'll just paste it right in front. So you can see the size difference. That's a size of 3. So that's how you do gradients text. And one more bonus. Sure, why not? One more bonus since we're here. Since I just showed you guys how to do images, did you know that you can actually change the text on the intercom? Yes, the intercom text right here. It says ready to mic spam because my language files have it set to that, so ignore that. But if you go in, there's a command called icomtxt, icom text. And that will reset the intercom text back to default, or if you supply it with some text, such as our hello world right here, let's remove that size part, remove that, and remove the spawn toy text, replace that with icomtxt, space, we'll copy all, and go back into remote admin and paste, and now it says hello world in bold and italics, except the font used here, you can't really tell that it's bold, but the italics works. If you want to put an image onto the intercom, it is also very simple. Very similar process to what we just did before. However, it is ever so slightly different. So once again, you're going to paste in an image. Make sure that you select the box thing character. Here, you can do an image width of about 75. You can get pretty creative with this number. You can increase it even more if you want to play around. Once again, set the background color if there is transparency. And whatever. Convert. Show HTML. We're going to click here, Control A to select all, Control C to copy, go back over to Notepad++ with a new file. We're going to paste it in, and once again, Control F, replace tab, and we are going to do the same steps as before, so you can follow along with the previous steps. Step 1, take this pre-ID tire suit, whatever, replace with blank, replace all. Next, step 2, remove the /pre with blank, replace all. Step 3, B-style color, replace with color equals, replace all. Step 4, replace /b with /color, replace all. Step 5, replace all quotes with blank, replace all. And then that step 6 from earlier, where we need to select the very beginning of the bottommost line, and then hold left alt, drag all the way up to the second line, press \n, then do it again, select the bottommost line, the start of it, hold left alt, drag all the way to the very top, backspace one time to put everything on the same line, and this time you are going to paste in, and I will put this bonus part in the description on its own at like the very bottom, icom.txt, and you are going to do a size 80. If you did, in the website here, if you did image width of 75, then you can go ahead and do a size 80. Line height, 85%, and mspace, 0.5 em. You can just paste that at the beginning of your long-ass command here, so just press the up arrow a couple times. That should take you to the very beginning, and paste. And now we have a completed command. Control A, Control C to copy, and back in game, we go ahead and paste it into remote admin, wait for the lag spike to finish, press enter. Alright, I got it working this time. I think I might have set this image width a little too high, potentially. So it once again is a case of the image width, 75 can be a little bit risky. If you want to be safe, just reduce it down to 50. And we have the image on the intercom. If you want to make this image larger or smaller, the number you're going to want to change is the size equals 80. If we did a size of 40, then Jerma is going to go ahead and be half the size. Give it a second. There we go. Now he's nice and small. And of course, if you do bigger numbers, it might start clipping outside of the screen. You'll just have to find out yourself. That's the bonus content. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, go ahead and maybe leave a like, a comment, or something. This is the second channel, so don't expect much from this channel. Don't bother subscribing, but maybe leave a like and a comment. And also, hi, I'm a SCP Secret Lab partner. If you want to catch some fun Secret Lab streams, as well as some other streams, I have a Twitch. Twitch.tv/NanoBunTV. If you like Secret Lab and you like watching Secret Lab content, go over there. And that's about it. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing, fantastic rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, or night, wherever you may be, whatever time zone you may reside in, and I'll see you guys whenever the hell I see you next. To whoever's the owner of the white sedan, you left your lights on.